These privileges and favors the most prudent princess and lady always kept concealed, and she made no use of them for herself, as I have said, desiring not to be deprived of a share in the suffering which had been chosen by her most holy Son. Before conceiving him and becoming his mother, she was inspired with divine knowledge and science concerning the passibility of the Word made flesh. And when she became mother, she saw and experienced this truth in her Son and Lord himself, and therefore she gave a greater license, or rather a more strict command, to creatures to afflict her, since she saw the results of this activity in their own Creator. Hence, as the Most High did not wish his only and chosen spouse to be continually molested by the creatures, even though she herself desired it, he often restrained them and neutralized their operations, so that the heavenly princess, unhindered by them, might occasionally enjoy the delights of the Most High King. There is another special favor which the Most Holy Mary received for the benefit of the mortals on the third day, and in that vision of the divinity. For during this vision God manifested to her in a special way the desire of his divine love to come to the aid of men and to raise them up from all their miseries. In accordance with the knowledge of his infinite mercy and the object for which it was conceded, the Most High gave to Mary a certain kind of participation of his own attributes, in order that afterwards, as the mother and advocate of sinners, she might intercede for them. This participation of the Most Holy Mary in the love of God and in his inclination to help her was so heavenly and powerful that if, for from that time on, the strength of the Lord had not come to her aid, she would not have been able to bear the impetuosity of her desire to assist and save mankind. Filled with this love and charity, she would, if necessary or feasible, have delivered herself an infinite number of times to the flames, to the sword, and to the most exquisite torments of death for their salvation. All the torments, sorrows, tribulations, pains, infirmities, she would have accepted and suffered, and she would have considered them a great delight for the salvation of sinners. Whatever all men have suffered from the beginning of the world till this hour, and whatever they will suffer till the end, would have been a small matter for the love of this most merciful Mother. Let therefore mortals and sinners understand what they owe to Most Holy Mary. From that day on, we can say the Heavenly Lady continued to be the mother of kindness and great mercy, and for two reasons. First, because from that moment she sought with an especial and anxious desire to communicate without envy the treasures of grace which she had comprehended and received. And therefore such an admirable sweetness grew up in her heart that she was ready to communicate it all to men, and to shelter them in her heart in order to make them participants of the divine love, which there was enkindled. Secondly, because this love of Most Holy Mary for the salvation of men was one of the principal dispositions required for conceiving the eternal Word in her virginal womb. It was eminently befitting that she should be all mercy, kindness, piety, and clemency, who was herself to conceive and give birth to the Word made man, since he in his mercy, clemency, and love desired to humiliate himself to the lowliness of our nature, and wished to be born of her in order to suffer for men. It is said, like begets like. Just as the water partakes of the qualities of the minerals through which it flows, and although the birth of Christ originated in the divinity, yet it also partook of the conditions of the mother as far as was possible. She therefore would not have been suitable for concurrence with the Holy Spirit in this conception, in which only the activity of the man was wanting, if she had not been endowed with perfections corresponding to those of the humanity of Christ. The Most Holy Mary issued from this vision with ever-increasing fervor, and during all the rest of the day she occupied herself in the prayers and petitions commanded her by the Lord. The heart of her spouse was wounded with love, so that, according to our mode of thinking, he already longed for the day and the hour when he should rest in the arms and recline at the breast of his beloved.